Hello, it is me, recording in advance, for once. I'm about to enter a very crazy week. Currently, well, not currently as of recording this, but on Sunday, today, I have two of my lovely friends over to see me, the Joking Wallflower and Windy Flamingo, who are two of our comic friends who are wonderful, and I have not seen them in person for a very long time, so I'm very excited that they're here. And yeah, so Bones and I are going to have a weird week. So if you usually tune into our live streams on Twitch and our Saturday YouTube art stream, well, I guess we're going to have our Saturday stream coming up, so don't worry about that. But if you tune into our Twitch live streams where we do art, or sometimes Bones will do like game streams or work streams, we will not be doing any of those this week just because we have guests over and we're going to be entertaining them, and I don't want to make them sit in front of a mic while they're here. I'm sure they'd have fun, but I don't actually know if they want to do it. So yeah, so we will not be streaming until next weekend because our friends are here with us until this upcoming Friday. We're still going to have our Thursday video. That will be a tutorial video for me coming out. So yeah, make sure to go check that out when it comes out because we've pre-recorded all the good stuff, and yeah, so you won't miss too much unless you go to the Twitch streams. So, I mean, if you are interested in that, next week we're going to be back on that, so go to Twitch and follow us there, I guess. Yeah, so it's going to be a weird week. I don't know how much art I'm going to get done, and honestly, I didn't get a whole bunch of art done this week either, especially on 9 Point. The other day, Bones asked me, he was like, how far are you on the 9 Point pages? And I was like, dude, I'm like 5 pages in. Leave me alone. Cause like, man, they just go so slow. I'm definitely getting a little faster. Well, I was. So at the end of this footage, I finished up this first scene with Marble and Ember, where they're talking and climbing a tree and stuff. And then I got to switch to new characters that I have not drawn in a while, including Princess Lace and the King and Queen of 9 Point. And I had to go find her reference page and really what I need to do. So all of my... Anyway, sorry, I should finish what I'm talking about. So I had trouble drawing Lace, where I was like, oh my god, how does she work? How do I draw her? I don't understand. Whereas like with Marble and Ember, I kind of have a better understanding about how to draw them now because I've drawn like 5 pages of them with references open, starting from scratch again. This will get easier, I really hope. But for now, I gotta grab lots of references. And so one of the troubles that I ran into was all of my reference pages, like all of my character turnarounds, are in Clip Studio files. So it's like .clip or whatever the editable file is for Clip Studio Paint. So I design all my characters in there. So I've got all of their colored character sheets as clip files. And I can't open clip files in Photoshop, which is where I'm making my actual comic pages. And so what I really should do is I really just need to take all the pages with the character turnarounds, take them, turn them into JPEGs or PNGs or whatever, and then pull them open so that I can have them open in Photoshop so that I can look at them while I draw. And I just always forget about it until I'm sitting down to film, and I really just need to do it. And I feel so guilty because I'm not doing as much art as I want to, ever. And my big to-do list is just so long, but I've just been really busy, and we've had lots of prep to do because we have our friends over, and so we had to clean the house, and our guest room previously was the cat room, so it was full of cat hair, and it's full of like cat trees and toys, and their litter boxes are in there so they don't stink up the house. So we had to go in and clean all that out and make sure that it was nice and fresh and not disgusting so that our friends could sleep there. And we also had to bring the bed up because we have an extra mattress, but it's in the basement. So we had to bring it up to the guest room and clean the house because like I think this is like the first time we're ever having like guests stay at our house. Since like we've had roommates, so we've had other people live in our house, but that's different because like they also live there and they're also responsible for like cleaning it and living there and stuff, and they're just kind of used to it. But we've never had like guests stay in our house in a room, and I'm like, what if our house is disgusting and they hate it? And Bones was like, it's not disgusting, don't worry, we're just gonna clean it. like we normally do. And I was like, okay. So we've been kind of decluttering things, like just throwing out stuff that, cardboard boxes that we've been meaning to get rid of, and just organizing things and just making it presentable for the guests. It's like, when you have guests over, you gotta like put out the nice towels or whatever. We don't have nice towels, but we're doing the equivalent of putting out the nice towels for the guests. Yeah, we've just been busy. Bones has been writing up a storm with 9 Point. It's been amazing. It's been making me really want to draw a 9 Point, which is awesome. So Bones is like way ahead in the writing. He has been for a long time, just because it's like writing comics is so much faster than drawing comics, which like it's a very different ballgame. He finished Volume 1 and Volume 2 a while ago, and he's been kind of sitting on Volume 3 for the longest time. And then just this like past week, maybe 2 weeks, he just sat down and was like, I'm gonna write like the rest of Volume 3. And he wrote so much. Like I don't actually know how many pages, but he wrote like a bunch of scenes, and he finished Volume 3. And I mean, each volume is like 300 pages long, so he wrote a lot. And so we read through that, and it filled me with joy and good feelings, and it was really fun to read. We're total nerds, so when we're reading through a script, like Bones, he writes all our scripts. So what he'll do is he'll write it, and then he'll show it to me. And it's not just that like I sit down and kind of read through it on my own. What we usually do is we will sit down beside each other on the couch and read it out loud as if it's like, I don't know, like a movie script or something, which is really fun. And I think it really helps because reading scripts is hard. It's not like reading like a novel or prose where you can kind of read it in your head quietly and it all kind of flows together and makes sense because that's how it's supposed to be read. With a script, it's, especially with a comic script, I guess any script, really. Never mind. Because scripts usually lead to visual mediums. But anyways, so because when you're reading a comic script, you don't have like the accompanying visuals. You kind of have to do this like multitask thing of like reading the dialogue and understand what's being said, and then still understanding like translating like the panel descriptions into visuals in your head. So it's like it kind of puts a little extra strain on your head brain to kind of think things out. But if you're reading it out loud, it just feels very different. And it especially helps when, we'll each take a character. So if there's two characters talking in a scene, Bones will be one character, I'll be the other character, and we kind of take turns reading the paragraph or reading the panel descriptions. And so, like, you can listen to the other person talk, and it changes the way the dialogue is read, because your brain processes it differently when, like, you hear it out loud. And yeah, and it's just really fun, and it's like a dramatic reading, and we get to laugh and giggle, and because Bones is always leaving, like, jokes in the panel descriptions, and honestly, his writing is really funny. Like, there's lots of really funny scenes in 9 Point. So yeah, it's just really fun. We get to like give the characters voices and laugh and giggle, and usually once we're done reading, Bones will be like, did that make sense? Is there anything confusing? And I'll usually be like, oh, I love this part, and this part really resonated with me. And he usually has me kind of describe what happened just to kind of get my understanding on it. So he'll be like, okay, so what just happened in that scene? And I'll be like, okay, well, so-and-so did this, and then they reacted like this, and then this big plot thing happened. And if I get it right, he's like, okay, cool, my writing makes sense. And he doesn't have to rewrite that part. But if I'm like, I say it, and he's like, oh, no, actually, this is what happened. And I'm like, oh, well, I didn't get that from that. So he can, there might be something that he's missing, or I don't know. Sometimes, honestly, I just misunderstand stuff. But yeah, it just gives him a really good indication of like what's working, what isn't, kind of what emotions am I feeling when I'm reading it, because that's really important for what, understanding what the readers will be feeling when they read the actual comic. And I think it's also nice to just get feedback on your work when you're feeling down about it. It's really fun to just sit down with someone and read it together. And I think reading through it really helps encourage him, so it's an important part of our process. But yeah, he finished Volume 3. He's now writing Volume 4, and I'm still on issue number 2. I'm only like 20 pages in, penciled. So So I'm way behind. I gotta catch up. But yeah, as always, it's just kind of hard to find the time to sit down and draw. Oh, I'm really close to finishing the 24-hour comic. I have 1 page left. It's not a fun page because it's just scenery. So I have to like go back and open the first page of the comic that has like the scenery on it and go back and just like fix up this final page and then it'll be done and we can sell it. So I'm really excited about that. I'm so freaking close to selling the 24-hour comic. It's going to be a cute little ebook. We're going to sell it on our store for like $2 and we're going to have both the original pages that I drew in the 24-hour stream that are awful and weird looking, and we're also going to have the cleaned up versions of the pages. That's super exciting. And honestly, I hope like having friends over will make me draw more. I think for the most part, we're just going to be hanging out. We're going to do some sightseeing because they are not from Ontario, either of them. Jay is from Montreal and Quebec, and Wendy is from Calgary, I think, now living in Montreal. But they haven't seen a whole bunch of Southern Ontario, so we're going to take them to a bunch of different little locales. We're going to take them to the Toronto Zoo because Bones and I love the zoo. And they also love animals, so we were like, let's go. And yeah, so we're gonna take them to the zoo. We might go to Niagara Falls. We're gonna take them to, there's some cool locations in our city that they'll probably like that have to do with animals and stuff, so we're gonna take them there. And yeah, so it'll mostly probably just be hanging out and chilling. But who knows, we'll probably do some art because they do comics and they're both really fun, talented, wonderful artists, and we'll probably do some drawing together. But I'm not really counting on getting a lot of footage done or getting a lot of progress done on my art. Though I do have the week off work, so who knows? And by week off work, I mean my day job. I don't know. Anyways, but yeah, so I don't know how much progress I'm going to make in the next week, but anything I do is better than doing nothing. And if I don't end up doing anything, that's also okay, and that doesn't mean I'm a bad person. And I just gotta remember that. And, yeah, Bones and I are definitely gonna do the 100 Days of 9 Point in the summer, so eventually I'll get this thing done. One day. Yeah, and same with Magpie. Magpie has definitely been on hold for a while as I catch up on other stuff, like the 24-hour comic, and yeah, so, same old, but I'm definitely excited I made some progress on the 24 comic. And we're also getting really close to the end of our Kickstarter, which is really exciting. So thank you to anyone who has supported the Kickstarter so far. We really appreciate it. But we're getting so close, and it's almost time. I think it ends on Wednesday is when the campaign is over, and I hope we reach our goal. So go check out the Kickstarter for Honey Walls, which is a novel written by Bones about a trans man going to find his heart. Yeah, go check it out. There should be a link in the description. And thank you if you decide to support. Yeah, I'm really excited for that. The Kickstarters are always such a rush, like especially right at the end. You're just like, oh my god, a new thing we get to make. Yeah, I'm just excited. I'm excited about new projects. I'm excited as always about making comics. And then I feel bad that I don't do enough of them, but you know what, whatever. As long as I'm excited and happy, that's good. Bones is also sorry, I'm just trying to think of like other stuff that happened this week. So Bones, instead of just talking about future plans, I should probably talk about things that happened this past week. So Bones, on top of doing a bunch of writing, he got a subscription to, I think, Curiosity Stream, which is all like science and nature documentaries and etc. So he's been watching a bunch of nature documentaries and just thinking about like, he's calling it like research for 9 Point, which it kind of is, because 9 Point is all based off Canadian wildlife, and 9 Point is also like all mammals are anthros, whereas like ungulates and birds and fish are just regular animals. So yeah, he was thinking about whales and seals and stuff, who are mammals, could be classified as Canadian wildlife, but should they be characters in the comic? I don't know. Anyways, so he's been watching nature stuff and dropping some neat nature facts to me as I work all day. Yeah, so I'm glad he's doing that. It makes him happy, so that's good. Oh, Bones and I got our marriage rings if you haven't heard, we've been engaged for like 2 years now, so don't get all excited. Well, I guess you can be excited if you're just learning this now. But Bones and I have been engaged for like 2 years now. And the original ring that he gave me when he proposed was like, it was made of, oh shoot, what's it called? Oh, it was made of resin, and it had carnation petals and copper pieces in it. And it was really beautiful and really pretty. And he gave that to me, and after a few months, I broke it, which I felt really horrible about. I just woke up one day, I'd fallen asleep wearing it, and I woke up and it was cracked open, and I was like, no, my ring. So I started wearing it on a chain, and then one day I lost the chain and the ring. So I later found it again. So it wasn't lost, it was just misplaced. But yeah, so the original ring is now sitting in a little box on my shelf, and I don't wear it. So a lot of people are like surprised when they found out we're engaged because I don't wear a ring. But we reordered an engagement ring for me as well as wedding bands for the two of us, and they came in the mail. And we got a notice from the mail person, delivery person, saying like, oh, you got to go to the post office to pick up this package. And we were like, what is this? What did we order? So we went to the post office and picked up our package, and Bones was opening it in the store as I was still talking to like the mail clerk, and he opened it up and it was like a ring box, and he quickly like stuffed it away. And I was like, what is it? Because I didn't like quite see it. And he was like, I'll show you later. And so we left the post office, and we get to the car, and he like pulls out the little velvet box that holds the rings, and he like opens it and shows it to me, and I was like, oh my god, I forgot we ordered those, and oh my gosh. And he was like, I did not want to open it in there and have the people see that I had like an engagement ring, because he didn't want people to think he was proposing to me and everyone would clap or whatever. So I was like, oh yeah, good plan. So yeah. So I got a new engagement ring. It's made of something. Silver? And the gemstone is not a diamond. I can't remember what it is. But it's a heart shape. They're Zelda themed rings. The band that Bones has a little stone in it, and little black hearts on it. And the wedding band that I got says, it's dangerous to go alone. And yeah, and they were just kind of like really subtly Zelda themed rings, and we really thought they were cute, and we finally got them. So that's exciting. One day we'll get married. Yeah, so that's all I got. I think I have to cut a lot of this out because I went over what I recorded, possibly. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe. Ring that gosh dang bell. I gotta remember to do my CTAs. I feel so grody, especially with the bell one. I'm like, ugh, my soul makes me feel so cheap or like fake. I don't know. Anyways, thank you for watching. I think that's the most important message here. So I'll see you guys in the next vlog, and maybe one day I'll have more interesting comic things to talk about. See you later, fam. Goodbye.